This is my mom's old bread maker, and the yeast dispenser stopped working, and a couple of times it's worked great and a couple of times it hasn't. I've had to release or just add the yeast myself. So this is kind of my last try with it. Okay, so here is my loaf, and it totally sunk down in the middle, and then because it kind of came over the pan, it got burned on the edge, but I think it'll taste good. I sliced a few of them. It smells really good. I have some gluten-free rolls for me in the oven, and I'm making 2 boxes of scallop potatoes. Hoping I did the math right on all the milk and stuff. I think I did. Okay, and then I had probably 8 apples that just for whatever reason weren't getting eaten up, and so instead of letting them just sit there and go bad, all I did was slice them and then put half a stick of butter, some lemon juice, and about 3/4 a cup of brown sugar and a teaspoon of cinnamon. And I left the skins on because if you've ever been to Cracker Barrel, their cinnamon apples are really, really good. And so we'll be able to eat on this for a couple days at dinner. So where'd you get that meat from?
The freezer.
Before the freezer.
This is some steak that we got from our local farmer. We've had a couple steaks already and they've been really good, so I'm excited about this T-bone.
Hey friends, welcome back. Today I am trying not to sweat to death out here in this Texas heat. When I got in my car about 20 minutes ago, it said 107 degrees, but I'm sure in the car, just in that heat, it was so much hotter. It is so miserable this time of year here, and I do not venture outside unless absolutely necessary. So I am in town. I'm coming in to get some labs done, and then I'm gonna run to Aldi. But we just started our 2nd week of homeschool, and it has gone so well. There are so many things still to prepare and do. Nothing is ever fully ready, but it was such a good start. The books that the kids are reading are very intriguing to them, some of them, so it's been fun to see them kind of engage with what they're learning. And we got through 1 week, so 35 weeks to go. So also last week I did pick up my camera some, but in between just getting in that new rhythm of schooling and life, there was never like a completed video, but we did eat some incredibly delicious food, like new recipes. And so I have a little bit of the clips of us making those meals, and so we will insert that, and you should try them. They were very, very good. So it is 3:30. My appointment's at 3:45 for my labs. So I should, hopefully, Aldi's pretty close to where I am. I'm hoping I'm home by 5:15. Tonight we are having Greek tacos, and I made the sauce. It said it needed to be in the fridge for an hour. I made the sauce, and I'm making some gluten-free naan bread, and that is rising. So we will eat a little bit later tonight. My Everett starts football 5 days a week today. They've been doing for the month of July a devotional on Mondays and like a little workout, and it's been in the heat, but it's been once a week and really short. So I'm a little bit anxious for Everett and his friends because it's so hot and they're going to be in full pads, and there's really no way to prepare your body for that intense heat. So I'm anxious for him to get home. I've been praying over him. I had him drink a gallon of water today, and he ate a lot at lunch, but he never really wants to eat a big snack before football practice because he always feels like he'll get sick. So anyways, we have that starting this week, and then none of our fall programming like at church has started yet. That won't happen until later in August, so it gives us some time to kind of ease into a routine. I did want to share this morning, so my kids are, 3 of them are in high school, and then I have my Evan who's 7, and my high schoolers, we started a speech class. Speech is required, a speech credit is required to graduate in Texas, and so they were doing a video program through IEW. And they watched the video last week, and they're doing introductory speeches. So last week they prepared an outline after watching a video and then practiced a few times. And this morning, we were supposed to do it on Friday, but we didn't get to it. So this morning they gave Evelyn and I, my daughter that goes to Baylor, she's in town, she moves in back on campus this week. And so it was just me and Evie. We made some coffee and listened to their speeches. And y'all, when you see your kids just grow in areas, it is so fulfilling. Not just as a homeschool mom, like as a mom in general. Last year we tried this speech elective, and we really just had too much going on, and so I think we did a couple of weeks of it, but I had one daughter that was just terrified. Even though it was just us, like she did not ever want to get up in front of people, even us, and like do anything like that. And so it was so anxiety causing for her last year that honestly, like, I didn't even want to deal with it, and knew we had time because we just needed to get it in before they graduated. And so I just put it on the back burner. And then this morning she was still as anxious as ever, but was so brave and mature and just stood up there and did it. And I was at the end of it. It was such a good speech, and she did it. Like, I was so proud of her. And then we both kind of cried and teared up at the end because she knew that it was a huge deal that she tackled that fear and did a good job. And so, you know, I always try to remind her that, you know, God is with us, and even in these small things, you know, God is there. And so she did it. So it's just fun to see that. And then also my Evan sat on the couch, and we gave him a little notepad so that he could also give critiques, which is really cute. And then he wanted to give a speech. So really, there were a few times when people were giving a speech and he would kind of push them over like, no, it's my turn. And then there was a time when he stood up there and gave a speech, and it was so precious. It was just so fun. Homeschooling is extremely hard. I will never sit here and say that it is an easy thing that I do, but I will tell you that there are just times like this morning when it is so rewarding, and all of the effort and work and money and finances and just thought that goes into it just really feels good to just see your kids having fun together and building relationships and encouraging each other. They were really sweet when they critiqued each other. Like, they gave honest evaluations, but did it in a way that was just sweet. I just love my kids, y'all. It was just a good morning. So I'm excited about, it's an 11-week program, so it's just like a half a semester. So I'm excited to hear their other speeches. But overall, I feel like we are doing good and pushing forward with this new school year. Well, I'm gonna run in here and get labs, and then we're gonna rush to Aldi. It is 5:20 and we are hungry and exhausted. It is so hot. So I just went to Aldi and Drug Emporium after the labs, and Drug Emporium is like a specialty store. They have a lot of health foods and then a lot of like toiletries and stuff. So I go there to get a lot of my gluten-free products. Sorry, I've been gone. I haven't seen Coleman in a while. Hey, buddy. Okay, I got 2 hazelnut creamers. This needs to last me the month. If not, I'm drinking too much creamer in my coffee. And then I just got 2 milks. They were right under $3, and I still have a small order at H-E-B and a small order at Walmart to fill for the month. And so I wanted to check the milk prices to see, and I'll get maybe one more. And then I bought this last month and it was really good. I bought 2 and I only drank 1.5, so I only got this one, and when I go back for Evan's yogurt halfway through the month, I can get some more of this. I just put a little bit of creamer in it. Brian likes his coffee black and has been drinking this off and on also. He says it smells weird, but he likes the way it tastes, so it's kind of weird. We've been getting, how many eggs are we up to a day? 6? Okay, if you've been around a while, you know that we have hatched some laying hens that are just now of age to start laying, and so now we're up to 6 eggs a day, which is not enough for us. So I only bought 2 dozen, hoping that the rest will start laying this month. The eggs are actually exceptionally small because they're their first egg, so it kind of takes a little bit more. I got 2 of the spreadable butters. I ordered a big, well, not a big, I think I ordered 8 cream cheeses from Azure Standard, but I'm not picking up that order until Friday of this week, and I'm making some jalapeno poppers tomorrow for dinner, and so I went ahead and got these 2 cream cheeses. They're not organic and a lot less expensive, but I think I used my last cream cheese. So Evan has actually been eating this sliced cheese, so I got an extra one for him, and then one for us for sandwiches, and then 1 pepper jack. Got 1 more thing of ham for the kids. They've got about half a package to eat up this week. And then this is the turkey that Brian and I like. Tonight we are making some Greek tacos that called for ground turkey, and I was totally out and I forgot to buy it at Sam's, so it's the only time this month that we're eating turkey, so I just got this 1 package. This is a little over 2 pounds. These are Evan's yogurts. They only had 3, so we will have to swing by after church on Sunday and see. He goes through one of these in a couple of days. It's one of his main foods that he eats. We're really trying to push him to enjoy other foods. He gets complete nutrition through a drink, like through a formula. If you're new here, Evan has Down syndrome and has some food aversions. That is somewhat typical. And I use this as a yogurt starter for the yogurt that everyone else eats. And I also used this in our recipe tonight. I made the sauce for the tacos earlier. It said it needed to be in the fridge for a few hours. This is the boxed wine that I like at Aldi. They rarely have it in stock, so I have almost a full box from last month that I haven't drank yet, and so I'm just gonna put this in the pantry. I got 2 things of bread at Sam's, and we've already gone through one, and so I'm gonna put this directly in the freezer. You can see just from being outside in the heat, it has like steam inside of it. So crazy. We have a little bit of this crispy rice cereal. I don't know if we have enough, and I've been craving, help me, Rice Krispie treats. Sorry, I'm looking at my girls. I'm tired. And my Evelyn is here this week, and she also eats gluten-free, so I thought that'd be a yummy snack. I think Brian has a few. I probably buy him one of these 12 packs of beer like every 6 months, but I feel like it's been a long time, and he's been working in the yard and doing a lot of stuff, so I just wanted to make sure he had this out in the on the shelf. We didn't get too much produce. I just got 2 things of bananas. We have maybe 2 or 3 oranges left to eat up, so I just got 1 package. These are the jalapenos. We're gonna use half of them for the poppers tomorrow. If you haven't had a jalapeno popper, it's just you slice them in half, take out the seeds, add cream cheese, and then wrap them in bacon and put them on the grill. Very, very good. We're gonna have some teriyaki hamburgers tomorrow with that, so that should be a fun meal. And then these are pretty inexpensive, so I went ahead and got 1 more. We don't have any fresh jalapenos. Our garden has shriveled up and died in this Texas heat, so I needed those. More peppers, the green peppers. If you watched my Sam's haul, I'll link that below. They were out of green peppers. I'd mentioned that. Some onions, and the Roma tomatoes are for tonight's Greek tacos, and then they also just looked really good, so I got double what I was supposed to. We'll eat some in a salad. Not very many of my kids like tomatoes, but I think we're just gonna push it on them. Okay, red onions. These are my little treats for my turkeys I'm gonna take in a minute. And then these grapes, this was like the last bag there. It's full to the top and they look so good. So these will be gone probably tomorrow. 1 cantaloupe, and these blueberries are for Evan. He's so funny. One day he'll eat a whole carton, and then maybe he won't touch it for a while, but I'm hoping that he will eat these in the next week. 2 more cucumbers, and I have not bought green onions in a long time, and I learned from Sarah from our tribe of many that you can regrow them. So you just cut off the tops and then put the bottoms in water, and it just keeps regrowing, and I haven't had those here in the kitchen in a while. Okay, these are Evan's. I'm not gonna say the word out loud because he's sitting over here and he will want to eat these right now. So I got, Walmart has these in a smaller package, and they have been out of stock, but I haven't placed my Walmart order yet. I'm hoping they'll be in stock, but I went ahead. We're going on a road trip to Oklahoma in a few weeks, and so we definitely will need some special snacks for him. So I'm gonna put these up. And also, do not store these in the heat, because I had a box that I had put in the garage, and the heat had they're actually kind of crunchy, and the heat had made them kind of soft, and he stopped eating them. So this is also something that Evan used to eat a long time ago, and he stopped eating it, and then I just bought it again. This is, it is baby food, but it's just pureed food, so at least he's getting the fruits. So I got him a couple of flavors to try. I think if we get these in the fridge, I'm hoping he will taste all these flavors. He will work with his speech therapist on anything that is new. So hopefully, if we can't get him to eat them, Miss Stacy will be able to do that for us. And then I had a recipe that called for mini chocolate chips. And I have half a bag in there, but they're kind of discolored now. So I think I don't know how old they are. I'm gonna throw those out, and we're gonna use these. I always buy 1 of these for me. And last time I I love to eat a grilled cheese with this tomato and sweet basil soup. And last time I made it, my Lizzie said, hey, can I have some? And I felt bad because I ate it all. So I got me one and her one. And then I was totally out of crushed tomatoes. Probably a year ago, I did a big stockpile shop from Target on all their canned tomato goods, and we literally are at the end of it. I have no more crushed tomatoes. I wanted to try to purchase these at Azure next month. A lot of their canned goods are new to them, and they have been selling out. So I only got 2, hoping that I could get some organic ones next month. I used the last of my enchilada sauce last night, so I went ahead and got 2 more. And then I did order some tomato paste from Azure. I'm hoping it will be in this, what's happening? Sorry, Coleman had something. In this order, but I needed some for tonight, and I was totally out. I got a package of marshmallows, both sizes. I couldn't remember what the recipe for Rice Krispies called for, so I went ahead and got one of each. And we have been trying a lot of Moss Family TV's desserts that she's been making. She always has really good ideas. She made a possum pie that we tried, and it was really good, and I used up all of our graham cracker crusts. So I went ahead and got 2 more. I don't have a plan for them, but that way if we watch one of her videos, we can make something again. These literally, like, he eats a box at a sitting if we would let him. And so I never take more than a case because I feel bad because they don't really have a ton on the shelf. But this is every time I go into Aldi, I usually get an entire case of these rice rusks. And then I just got 1 thing of wavy potato chips, mainly because I have some Aldi dip from last month that hasn't expired yet. It's the sour cream and onion that I wanted to finish off. So I got 1 wavy chips. And then today on the lunch menu was Frito pie, but I didn't have corn chips, and tomorrow is leftovers. So I went ahead and swapped, and we ate leftovers today and are gonna have Frito pie for lunch tomorrow. And here is my small, looks weird. Here's my small Drug Emporium order. I spent, can you get Roger, honey? $47.75 on these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gluten-free products. So obviously you can see by the prices, gluten-free things cost some money. This is the absolute, have you tried this, Evie? Best bread for gluten-free. So it's sourdough. There are, I think, like 6 slices in each one, so it's almost $1 a slice. But I got 2 of those. They'll go straight in the freezer. I really like these Char hamburger buns. I really needed more of the Char pizza crust, but they were out, so I'm gonna try to remember to add that to my Walmart order. And then these almond nut thins are really good. I got 1 pepper jack. These table crackers, I always get at Walmart, but they're always really crushed. These are our favorite crackers, so I'm hoping maybe Drug Emporium does a better job of protecting them and they won't be so crushed. And then this is in the refrigerated section. These are gluten-free sugar cookies. So we're gonna hopefully make some of those this week. And then this is just another type of bread I'm going to have for sandwiches. And then these frozen gluten-free pie crusts are really good, but look at the price, $7.89. So that's makes a dessert pretty pricey, but then all of us can eat it. Okay, it's now 5:30. I'm gonna get this stuff put away and then we will start making our dinner. I almost get embarrassed that I only cook from Six Sisters stuff recipes, but it is truth. I don't think we've found anything that we haven't liked, and their website is easy to access. So I will link this recipe below, but I really recommend them. Their stuff is so good. So tonight we're gonna have these turkey Greek tacos with, I'm not gonna butcher that word. Tzatziki, that yummy sauce. So I made the sauce earlier. It had cucumber, Greek yogurt, garlic, red wine vinegar, lemon juice, and dill. And I made it before I went to the doctor. Evan is playing cars. They're having like a battle or something. It's crazy. So it's in the refrigerator. I'm gonna keep it in there so it'll be nice and cold. I'm gonna make the fresh Greek relish, and Brian is going to make the meat. So let me give him his instructions. For the meat, this is 2 pounds, and I only need 1.5 pounds, so you'll have to measure that out. So he's going to cook the meat with a red onion until the meat is done.
Are you talking to them or are you talking to me?
Both. So 1.5 pounds red onion. He's gonna cook that, and then I'll give you your next instruction.
The whole turkey, 1.5 pound onion.
That's 2 pounds of meat.
So take a 1/2 pound out? Well, I didn't know you were talking to me.
So he's gonna do that, and I'm gonna make this relish. So it is 2 Roma tomatoes, 1 English cucumber. This English cucumber is huge, so I'm gonna make, okay. And then olive oil and red wine vinegar and a red onion. Tastes so good. Please don't take a picture of me like actually eating it.
Oh, I'm taking a video.
Like that.
Y'all, make this. I don't know if I'm just hungry or they took all that blood, but just make it.